Welcome to Tactical Tuesday on the Business Agility Podcast, powered by Scaled Agile. I'm your host, Adam Mattis, and every Tuesday, I'll bring you helpful, easy-to-implement tips to use in your day-to-day role so you can work differently and build a future. If you like this content, please refer a friend or colleague to tune in, and as always, we appreciate those likes, comments, subscribes, and reviews on your preferred podcast platform. So, let's get started. DevOps, what is it? How does it apply? How does it apply to people that are not on a technical team? Well, to understand what DevOps is and how it applies to you, let's really start looking at the root, DevOps. Who remembers those historical contexts where we would build projects and throw them over the wall from development to operations? Those people didn't really like each other a whole lot, right? Because the development people, the folks that were developing projects, were motivated by one thing, all right, getting the thing done on time and on scope and in budget. And then they kicked it over the wall to the operations folks, the folks that had to maintain the thing, and they had very different motivations. They were focused on sustainability, scalability, maintainability, things like that. The goal of DevOps was to bring those two worlds together. The people who build this stuff maintain the stuff. As we start considering a product-centric world, that just makes sense, right? There's not different people doing different things. There's the products and the work that we do to sustain and maintain those products. And that's really where we need to start thinking about DevOps outside of the concept of just tech, right? It's more than those tools that we buy. It's more than the CI/CD and continuous integration pipelines. It's about considering the end-to-end nature of the solutions, how we build them, how we maintain them, and how our customers use them in one environment. And when we start looking at this concept that we introduced through SAFe, the Calmer acronym, the idea of creating a culture of shared ownership, the idea of exploiting automation, the idea of implementing lean flow through all that is that we do, measuring our successes. And when we talk about measurement, we'll get into that. And this whole idea of recovery. It doesn't matter what you do. You can be building marketing assets, you could be building courses, you could be building anything, and all of this stuff applies to what you do. How we implement it is what might be a little bit different. So let's think about this concept of a culture of shared ownership. Right? This idea that it's not my thing and your thing, but it's our collective thing together. And we are together focused on making whatever the thing is, if it's marketing assets or, again, classes or whatever it may be. This is our thing, and we need to focus on making it as good as it can be together. The second piece is automation. Look, if any of you have ever maintained marketing assets, you know how hard it is. Every single time something changes, something as simple as a brand color, you now have to touch everything. But in today's world, there's content management systems that make that work a whole lot less painful. No matter the work that it is that you do, there's going to be some sort of a solution to help automate the work that you do, to make maintenance and scalability, maintainability, to make the idea of doing the right thing for our customers just a little bit easier. Look for those options. When we start talking about lean flow, you're going to be hearing a lot about this from us in the coming months. But this whole idea that the work that we do should be consistent, predictable, consistent in terms of delivery, consistent in terms of quality. We should seek to have a sustainable pace in how we work so that we're not always focused on rushing to get things out the door or delivering value inconsistently to our customers. This is as simple as implementing a Kanban on your team, and it can get a whole lot more complex. But when we start looking at ways to implement the concepts of DevOps in the work that we do, lean flow, tuning that system, understanding where our bottlenecks are, and seeking to eliminate them is going to make all of the work that we do, even if you're an attorney in a legal office or someone in compliance, all of these things, when exploited, when we look at ways to implement these best practices, will make our jobs easier. The next is measurement. When we talk about measurement, right, this is measurement for the people who work in the system to best understand the system, to start identifying where things are going well and where bottlenecks are emerging. If you think back to, there was an HBO show called Chernobyl, and they were showing the engineers in the control center of the reactor. They were starting to react when the gauges were deviating from normal, and they were starting to say things like, hey, I think we have a problem. And the person in charge would say things like, oh, don't worry about it. It's still within the safe range of operation. We don't want to only respond when our measurements say that something is broken. It's too late. We want to start understanding what is normal for our system, and through measurement, understand when some deviation is beginning to occur. So we can start investigating before something catastrophic happens, maybe what's going on. The last one, the R, recovery. When things go wrong, do we know what to do? This is disaster recovery planning, contingency planning. It could be macro level, it could be micro level. When we talk about tech, this is seamless failover. If we go into a server center and start unplugging stuff, do our services maintain operations? Can they still going or do they crash? The idea is that we want resiliency. How does this apply in your area? Think about it. How can we build resiliency? If something happens, if a teammate leaves, if a server goes down, if we lose communications with our customers, how can we be resilient, recover, and respond in a way that best serves our customers? So there it is, folks. DevOps works no matter what it is that you do. How you apply the concepts will make you better. You don't necessarily need all of the expensive DevOps tooling for tech, but there's things that you can look at that will make the work that you do, no matter what it is, better by exploiting, again, that CALMAR acronym. The culture of shared ownership, automation, lean flow, measuring to seek to understand the system, and recovery. Run some experiments in your area. Give me the feedback. Let me know what's working. Let me know what questions you have. Maybe we'll answer them on a Q&A Friday. No matter what you do, focus on getting better. Embrace that mindset of experimentation. Have a great week. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. The entire team at Scaled Agile is focused on helping you be better at work so that you can help your enterprise be more successful in the new age of business. If there's anything else that we can do to help, if there's any other assets you would like to see, content, podcast guests, let us know. Also, please check out the Safe Community platform where you'll find tools, toolkits, resources, videos, and so much more, as well as the Safe Collaborate tool to help you be successful in the world of work. As always, if you appreciate this content, the greatest compliment that you can give us is a referral to a friend or colleague. And if you feel so inclined, we always do appreciate those likes, comments, subscribes, and reviews on your podcast platform of choice. My name is Adam Mattis. Until next time, as they say, stay safe.